Welcome to Beans and Breakdowns, a podcast dedicated to bridging the gap between specialty coffee and the heavy music community. On this episode, I'm joined by Brandon and Fabio, vocalists of the band Pure Bliss. So grab a fresh cup of coffee and wake the fuck up! What's going on, Caffeinated Crew? Today, I'm joined by, it's the second time, the round two, so to speak. Brandon from Pure Bliss. What's going on?
Well, reigning champ, man. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I've only had, I think, maybe one person that's been on 2 episodes, and it's Max from Prowl, which you're in good company.
Yeah, the power of nagging you on Instagram goes undefeated, I guess.
The irony of it was, I was like, oh, you know what? I need to hit up Brandon because we need to do an episode about Hold Your Ground. And then I checked the DMs and I was like, oh, he's already in here.
Me absolutely desperate for any recognition for being in this band. I'm like, I should hit up Grayson so someone knows I exist. Just funny that it worked out that way.
I mean, we chat, you know.
Yeah. We're very popular people.
We know what's up. We're plugged in, you know.
Yeah, we're a finger on the pulse.
31-year-olds acting like Gen Z. What could go wrong?
Desperately clinging to whatever the fuck.
the only shreds of youth that are left.
Thank God the 30-some-year-old white dudes have a podcast. Thank God. No one's done this.
No, the podcast no one asked for, but we needed.
Yeah, exactly. This is the commentary that everyone is desperate for. 2 30-something-year-old white tattooed guys with ginger beards talking about coffee.
Cis white ginger 31-year-olds that screaming.
The strongest opinion imaginable. Thank God.
Man, who was waiting to hear it in the wings? Yeah, I'm happy that we're on again. Once again, lots to talk about, I think, or just more of the same.
Yeah, we'll trudge through it.
Are you drinking coffee?
I am drinking coffee. So last time we did this podcast, you fucking smoked me with the coffee. Where at the end, you're like, oh, what are you drinking? I'm like, I got Starbucks pumpkin roast, dude. And you're like, oh, that's cool. I have this coffee from fucking Tasmania or something like that. So I've packed, I think I've stepped my game up. I know you got like a segment for that or whatever, so we'll get to it. But
no, just tell me.
I don't know whether this is frowned upon within like the coffee community, the beanheads, if you will. I got that Bones coffee.
Okay.
It's good. I got the oatmeal cream pie, and my girlfriend got me a sample pack, so I've been drinking that. I've been drinking jelly donut.
Okay.
It makes me sound like a giant child, but you know, I'm fucking drinking it. So I've stepped up slightly from the Starbucks.
You like the sweet stuff.
I do. I'm a giant man, baby.
Yeah. Aren't we?
I'm a 300-pound 4-year-old. So, you know, we figure it out as we go.
Are you in the 300 club?
Oh, right on the line, baby.
Damn.
I'm riding that line. Oh, it's every day is this office is upstairs in my house. So I had to take a good 45 seconds of just real deep breaths before I picked up the Zoom call. So, you know. It's every day is a struggle, but it's all worth it.
But you're lifting.
When you can, sure. Lifting. I'm lifting a lot more forks than bars these days, but you know, we fucking get through it. Don't ruin the mic, man.
I almost
don't spit the water on the mic.
Like 6 ounces of water going into the mic.
It'd be like one of those 4D Twister showings where you just spit water directly to the fucking microphone.
Shrek 4D the ride. With the onion shit. So today it was a toss up. I had a friend come back from Scotland. He is from there. He's from Aberdeen. And so he brought, don't
I'm ruined. I'm fucking ruined.
So this is the deal is whenever I get coffee from friends that they're not particularly coffee people, I sometimes get a little nervous. And this was like, the bag does not have much. Like you can see, it doesn't say a lot.
No.
But it is gold leaf. It's from MacBeans Coffee Roasters in Aberdeen, and it's called Blueberry Candy.
Damn.
And I
All
was
right.
like, I'm not usually a flavored coffee guy like you. Like I don't do the whole flavor blasted kind of situation. Um, but I was worried. I was like, this smells darker than I'm used to. And it smells like blueberries, which makes me feel like it's not going to be something I'm into. But you know what? I looked on the website and it's really good Nicaraguan coffee. So
Jesus Christ.
it smells like a bit more on the darker side than what I usually do. I usually go real light, but it smells so much like blueberry that it makes me know that it was like roasted well and it's good coffee. So it's a
Is that what
natural,
you're drinking now? That's
yeah,
what's
it's
in
a
the cup?
natural Nicaragua.
Jesus Christ. I feel like you only have me on here. You're like, oh, this dipshit that drinks 4-year-old coffee's in this hardcore band. Let me just bring him on the show so I can talk about my Nicaraguan fucking coffee.
I I don't mean to be that guy. I'm not the biggest fan of gatekeeping or elitism,
No,
but
I respect it. I watch you the same way I watch like that Pumping Iron documentary with Arnold. I'm like, I want to be like that one day. Every time you sip your $7,000 a cup, like and fucking antagonist from the purge ass coffee. Yeah, I respect it. I think that
hey,
that's great. I think that it's really nice that you know that you're better than me, and I think that's okay. It's a hierarchy.
I don't necessarily, it's not a better, it's like a different. I mean, it's good. This is my friend Harry. So shout out Harry. Thank you so much for the coffee. It is very good.
Fuck yeah, Harry.
But yeah, he doesn't listen to hardcore at all. And I don't know. He drinks a lot of scotch. So shout out.
There you go.
Mhm.
Just stumbled on into that fucking coffee store and hooked you up.
Yes, he did. It's pretty good. But I will say on that US run, it was the first time I have been playing a show in the US for like since I moved up here. So like about 7 or 8 years.
Damn.
And first stop across the border once we left the border patrol was Dunkin' Donuts.
There it is. Put some hair on your fucking chest, dude. There it is.
You fucking know. And so
I,
Nitro Cold Brew is on tap.
God damn. Yo, I even when we talk about me liking the sweet stuff, I cold brew is too bitter for me, man. My girl loves it. I like my candy. I like my liquid gold. I do fuck with Dunkin' though. I do like Dunkin'. Again, to put a point towards the softest guys alive who listen to this who like the same coffees I do. The fucking pumpkin spice from Dunkin'. It don't miss. It don't fucking miss.
It's better than Starbucks.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm here to establish that fact.
Starbucks is overrated, burnt fucking coffee. Made by people that I just can't really connect with a lot of the times. And that's unfortunate.
Not great.
I do like Tim's though. That's a big thing about going up to Canada. We got a couple Tim's in Buffalo, but I'm about 2 hours from Buffalo. That's whenever we go out and we play Canada, it's Tim's all day, man. For the coffee, but also for the fucking vanilla dip donuts. It keeps me up at night thinking about. I get cold sweats thinking about the vanilla dip.
Shivers,
I fucking love it. Yeah, it's like I'm like an alcoholic drinking mouthwash, thinking about the fucking vanilla dip donuts, man. I can't get enough of it.
Like Meredith from The Office drinking hand sanitizer.
Yeah, exactly. That's me just dipping fucking onion rings in mayonnaise and just thinking about it. My brain turned them into vanilla dip donuts, which also sounds delicious, so it's fine. Yeah. See, the 300-pound thing comes around so fast. It's like we're already back there.
I can easily be there. I can easily join you. The sour cream donut at Tim's, hands down, top 3 donut ever made.
Damn, sour cream donut. I haven't had that. I feel like I would definitely fuck with it because I like sour cream and onion chips.
It really doesn't taste like sour cream.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't really know that.
So the sour cream is like I don't know why it's called this, but it's like in the batter they mix a bit of like a sour curl cream or something like that, but it's not like your normal like puffy airy donut, and it's not like a cake donut. It's somewhere in between.
Oh,
and
shit.
Then it's like glazed. So it's glazed, and then the batter is like really, really like sweet with like a almost sour twist to it. It's very decadent.
All right. I feel like you transported me in that moment. I felt like I was in like a Ghirardelli chocolate fucking commercial. Listen, you talk on this donut.
You're on no reservations.
I had a little bit of leftovers there. I slept into like fucking noon and just had a little bit of Mexican leftovers from yesterday. So I'm like, I'm primed for donut eating, dude. I'm in my rare form for donut eating. That sounds
Next
great. When I come up in September, man, I'll have to try it. That sounds great.
next time you're up here though, we gotta hit there's a spot called Bernie Baines.
Okay.
It's a donut shop like in the hipster area of town, kind of. It's overrun with tourists now. But on our way to the gig yesterday, me and John are driving the U-Haul, and we are like, you know what? We're gonna pass by where Bernie Baines is. Let's stop. Let's grab a dozen and just share it with everybody. Like we'll just share it with whoever's there. Because we're good. We're good blokes.
Like Jesus with the fish. Yeah,
That's what
absolutely.
I'm saying. I'm trying to take care of my people. Everybody eats. And so we stop, and I'm not thinking about it. It's like 4 p.m. They're definitely sold out by then. And so we walk over, and it turns out they're on like vacation until the 12th. And I was like, what the hell?
That hurts.
Yeah.
We had that happen. We just played in Mansfield, Ohio a few weeks ago. And it was actually really sick. We played the venue was like a lot between two houses or like two buildings. It looked like where Hey Arnold plays baseball is like where we played this game. It was fucking sick. But there was like a fucking bubble tea shop like a block away that we were all so stoked for. And they're like, yeah, we're on vacation until like March. I'm like, fuck you, man.
Till
Like,
March?
yeah. It's like, oh, okay, you rich fucks. I guess it's better that this didn't work out.
It's August 11th.
Yeah, well, talk about decadence. That tapioca money, I guess it runs thick. Pretty wild, actually.
Population of Mansfield's big enough, and then you separate the real population with the amount of like crackheads that are in Mansfield.
Mansfield was it was a little touch and go.
Yeah.
We'll talk privately. It was a little touch and go.
I'll tell you, like, I used to work for a company that did like LED walls. And so I was working all over the States from Montreal. And we would always do a race 3 or 4 times a year. There's a big road race track out there called Mid Ohio.
Okay.
It's amazing. It's one of the most beautiful racetracks I've ever seen. And they would do like NASCAR and IndyCar and stuff. Really, really great time. And I would stay close or in Mansfield. And there's a coffee shop there called Relax It's Just Coffee.
Okay. In Mansfield?
Yeah. And it's amazing coffee. Like I would never expect a coffee shop that good to be in such a small, like out of the way town. Because the only thing there is the prison from Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, they have Incarceration Fest every year. And
that's fucking sick. I'm gonna be there this weekend back in Mansfield. I'm gonna find that.
Are you playing again?
Yeah, we're playing that Mansfield Music Fest. So the first show, it kind of worked out because we did that weekend with the Acacia Strain and Missing Link. And Acacia Strain that day went and played at Incarceration Fest. But my boy Jake, who lives out there, he puts on like a show that the lot we played at is maybe 1 mile from Incarceration Fest. It's down the fucking road.
Yeah.
So we just played that show as Incarceration was going on. So it's just like he does it every year, and it was fucking sick. But yeah, as we were leaving, Godsmack was playing, so we got like to listen to fucking Godsmack with the windows down to the van, which was sick because underrated. But yeah. And then we're going back this weekend. We're playing actual Mansfield Music Fest, which will be sick.
Is there a scene out there?
It's pretty good. Yo, Ohio is I feel like it can definitely go either way, but Mansfield's sick, man. It was I think that there was like 50 some people at that show we played in like a random parking lot down the street from the several thousand person, maybe a little more than that, 70. I got no fucking gauge for like numbers.
I don't know what a lot is.
Yeah, I am the only one in my band that dropped out of high school, and I'm the one that's doing all the math all the fucking time. Yeah, no, it was good. Like I'm excited to go back. It seems like every year Mansfield Music Fest is pretty dope because we're playing one day and then the next day is like Ex Hoarder and I Hate God. It's like fucking sick. Like it's a sick fest. We're playing with like, Princess and shit like that, and that band's super dope. So that'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm stoked for it.
Man. So the Missing Link, that is such a crazy run because it was just Acacia Strain, you guys, and Missing Link.
Yeah, it was the three of us. It was just 2 shows. It was the 3 of us. And I'm going to be chasing that dragon until the day I fucking die, dude. Honest to God. Because like Bliss, dude, we've had some great shows, but like that was a slice of like, that was incredible, man. I know for a fact Buffalo sold out. I'm fairly sure Pittsburgh, if it didn't sell out, was pretty fucking close. And it was like, we left with like 100 shirts. We sold every single shirt we had in 2 fucking days. And like Missing Link's the scariest band in the world. So it was
Yeah.
so sick seeing them to over 2 days and just like it was awesome, man. And it was all because Vincent is just the coolest fucking dude alive. Where he kind of like caught wind of our band because I think we have a guy that does all of our album art who does some merch designs for them. So there was like a through line there, and I think that probably has something to do with it. But he went out and did some tour wearing one of the shirts. We did like this Resident Evil 2 rip.
Hmm.
And Vincent went out on the occasion and played this tour, and he was like wearing, I think it was in Australia or something. He's like wearing the Resident Evil 2 rip, and we're all like, holy fuck, like that's sick. Like this is crazy. And maybe like a month or so later, we got a DM from some dude being like, hey, my name is such and such. I represent the Acacia strain. What's your email? And I almost puked. I was like, oh, fucking hell yeah, dude. So it just like worked out that way. And I know it was like all him, and it was sick. And then he put us on that big one in December, that like 2 day thing in Albany. I don't know if you've seen that,
No.
but it's because they do the toy drive every year down in
Hmm.
Albany, the Acacia strain does. But this year, Vincent was just like, oh, I want to turn it into like this big like fest. And so it's 2 days, and our days like us, Gridiron, Missing Link, Sanksugabog, if I don't butcher that fucking name. Case Train's headlining both days. And dude, like Volcano's playing, like
Ooh,
it's fucking dude, it's awesome. And yeah, that dude like puts on for small bands, dude. And the weekend was fucking sick. It was like I don't even know what else to say about it. Like, it was fucking sick the entire time.
crazy. I love that Vincent does stay super plugged in. Like I know that he's always keeping an eye out for bands because he's from Albany,
Something like that, yeah.
like or somewhere around there. And so I do know that like because of the whole connection with Unbeaten as well, there's probably some sort of because Missing Link put out on Unbeaten before they were on Triple B. This fucking bubble, thumbs up
Dude, I
bubble.
keep asking. I thought you were getting fact checked every time that came up. I'm like, is that true? Like the
No,
things you're
it's
saying?
like a gesture. I don't know why. And if you do like this, I think it does balloons. Anyway,
You're really looking like an asshole right now, man.
sorry.
For
But
the audio listeners, no balloons came up.
no balloons or like the little bubble with the thumb. The what was I saying? Oh, because Missing Link was on Unbeaten before they did the Triple B
I think
switch,
yeah, they're a triple B now. Yeah.
and you guys putting out on Unbeaten, and like I think that probably also has some because he knows he's got to know Buddy or
Oh
something
sure.
like that.
And yeah, the Unbeaten like alumni and shit is fucking awesome, man. And like the connection we've gotten just from that, which is funny because when we put out Age of Judgment, I've known Buddy who does Unbeaten for a long time. So I was in that band Meth Mouth, and we played Stigmata's like CD release show in like
Mhm.
2015 or something like that. So I've known that dude forever. And so Unbeaten was always kind of like a goal label, right? And when we were getting ready to put out the Age of Judgment, I was relentless, dude. I was like, hey, dude, check out this demo. Please check out this demo. Like, I love Stigmata so much. Please check out this demo. And, it's like didn't pan out. It was like busy guy, whatever. But then when we recorded On the Wheel, I threw a Hail Mary pass because he had interacted with me on social medias and shit. And I'm like, man, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a fucking fool of myself. And I just sent him On the Wheel. I'm like, this is sick, right? And he's like, this is actually dope. We should like talk. And it just kind of all happened from there. And like some, like a lot of guys I've been friends with forever were like on Unbeaten, like Boundaries is an old Unbeaten band, like Hey
Mhm.
Nashi is an old Unbeaten band, even like Purgatory back in the day. So
Yeah.
like a lot of dudes are like were kind of like peers of mine back in the day that now have gone on, and like Boundaries is like the biggest fucking band in the world now, which is like they deserve it like crazy. But so it just always seemed like such a good label, and like Buddy fucking takes care of us, man. He's such a good dude. So I'm sure that had something to do with the Acacia Strain thing too, man. But like how fucking ever it happened, I'm just grateful it did. And we are trying to milk that fucking dry. So yeah, it was very dope.
So y'all got a new album.
Yes, sir. Hopefully coming, I don't know how long till this podcast drops, but aiming for fall, September-ish.
I mean, it's definitely
Yeah.
coming out before September because it's like to promote the Hold Your Ground stuff that we'll talk about.
There it is. Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, record will hopefully be out next month. Hopefully a single or something sooner. Everything's done. The record is done. It's mixed. It's mastered. We have album art. We have merch for the pre-order bundle. We got a fucking music video. Everything is done in the pocket. I think we're just waiting for a couple back. It might even be out before this fucking podcast comes out. I don't
Crazy.
know. I don't know. I just send the emails, man. I don't know anything about this. But yeah, it's new record. I forget how many songs are on it, but I'm
7.
excited for it, man. 7, hell yeah. Oh yeah, they sent it to you. There it is. They're out of order. They're all fucked up, but yeah.
I listen to it because I have exclusive privileges for being a humble podcast host. And just this is not for you. This is for the people listening. But yeah, I listened to it and I got to the last song. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the intro. Like
So it is the outro. The last one is the outro. I think that's the one that's in the right. The one that's got like the little sneak peek, the acoustic thing or whatever in the beginning of it. That's the outro. Yeah, we got to end big. End big. It was funny. I was sending Buddy the lyrics to it so he can make sure it gets up on Spotify or whatever. And I got to that song and it's like the 4 words that are in it. I'm like, all right.
That's so funny. I like little short like one-line songs.
Oh yeah, because that was the thing. I've always like had that, and I've always wanted to do that on records. And it's really funny. I like Bliss has been a band for like 3 or so years now, but in a lot of ways, I feel like we really didn't start being a band until Age of Judgment came out last year. Because it's like, I mean, respect to all the guys that are in it before that. We've gone through a lot of people. Like some of them are like some of my closest friends. They're like in and out of the band, but at first we like wanted to like be like a Blacklist City, like Modern Life is War, kind of like very like lyric heavy stuff. And I was like, that's kind of stupid. I don't want to do that. And then we were like, oh, let's just like rip off Foundation and like kind of be like a Beautiful Ones, like kind of chorus pedally sort of stuff. And that's kind of like where the name came from, was like trying to do something that sounds soft, but is hard music, like the Beautiful Ones, that sort of thing. And we just bounced around so much. And like we put out a demo, we put out a record, and then we like had a bunch of lineup changes. And then like there was a moment where we were like touring. And like people liked it, but it wasn't really like it was something you liked in the moment, but people wouldn't really like go back and listen to. And we were averaging like 80 monthly listeners on Spotify. And I'm like, all right, so like we're not retaining people. I'm like, why is that? I sort of took a step back and I like thought about the bands that I like. I love like Hatebreed, Crowbar, stuff like that. Like 100 Demons, one of my favorite bands ever. And even like, dude, even in a way like old Slipknot and shit like that. Like I just fucking love that shit. And I took a step back and I'm like, why is this shit so good? I'm like, it's because I can listen to this once and know half the lyrics and probably play one of the fucking riffs on guitar after listening to it once. So we like took a step back, and that was like the prowess for Age of Judgment, where I was like, I'm not going to write about like emotional, because like a lot of it's like, oh, well, this record is referential, this sad moment in my life. And I was like, nah, fuck that. Fuck, no one cares about that. I was like, I'm going to write about swinging a fucking 10-foot sword at people and writing riffs that you can write. If someone held a gun to your head, you could write the riff in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, that is what we're going to crank out. And so I really feel like that, and I mean, you've heard the new record, that like ideology has definitely like, I feel like it started Age of Judgment, and we really just cranked that record out. We're like, dude, fuck all this old stuff. We got to get a record out. We got to get something out that like showcases where we want to be, not where we're at. So we cranked that one out. And then we took time and actually wrote Torture Realm, the new one.
Yep. And
I feel like it's sort of like that mindset of writing made whole. Because our guitar player, he's a much more technical guy, super talented guy. Both of them are. So we're in a constant power struggle of like, make this stupid. And he's like, I can't make it that stupid. I'm like, but you can make it kind of stupid. It's just a constant back and forth of that, where I'll send him like Bulldoze. And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, we'll meet in the middle then. And I think Torture Realm, we like sort of landed in a place where all of us are happy with. I tried to write in a way where like, you hear the lyrics once and you're like, okay, like I know that that's from that song. And just like try to like, I just want to put on a record that like really sells itself every moment you're listening to it, So I'm excited to get it out because I feel like Torture Realm is the first real, like, we know what we want to sound like. Let's sit down with this in mind and just make a fucking record that is all about the live experience. It's all about like the ease of access. It's all about fucking deadlifting 500 pounds and about fucking like buying a battle axe and just like this is the fucking record. So I'm very, very excited for it to come out.
I do see the fleshing out of like Age of Judgment. Like there are lines from that record that I still like. I'll find myself like what is it? I will fucking end you.
Oh
Like
yeah, dude.
I
Nice
think
easy
of that
one.
line all the time. I'm like, that's so hard. Like it's crazy. But then like listening to the new like Torture Realm, it's like this is the fleshing out of like those ideas. Like I can hear it. It's like made for the pit. Like I can hear
Yes.
that shit. So I'm very excited to hear those songs like live.
Oh yeah, man. Hold your ground, dude. We'll probably play the whole fucking record of Hold Your Ground. We're
You
one of those
definitely
bands, dude. We'll play the whole fucking thing. Who cares? It's like 10 minutes long, dude.
that's
We
all you need.
recently, like a couple weeks, I mean, maybe a week ago at this point, we played this huge fucking outdoor stage with August Burns Red, Oceano, and Rose Funeral. Yeah, tell me about it. For the audio listeners, jaw on the ground. Fucking
Like
tell me about it.
like
There's
13-year-old
like 8,
me is crazy. Like
yeah. And like I sort of skipped a lot of, I knew Oceano, Rose Funeral back in the day, especially.
mhm.
But there's like fucking 800 people there, and they gave us a 35-minute time slot. And I'm like, I'm a funny guy, but I can't fill. Like, I'm like, that is a fucking jump. But it was fine. It actually like ended up going really well. Like people liked it a lot more than I thought they were going to like it. But yeah, it was just very funny. So we'll probably just fucking play even more.
August Burns Red.
Yeah, our guitar player has a sleeve of an August, whatever like the red album cover is.
Constellations.
Might be, man. I
It
have no
definitely is.
idea.
It's the best one.
Yeah, he's got a sleeve of it, dude. So when we got that offer, I was like, I don't know. I'm like, this isn't really our bag. He's like, yeah. Like, yes, dude. I'm like, all right, cool, we'll play. And I'm glad we played it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's sick. Was he a Christcore kid? Is that what his deal is?
I don't know. Chuck is funny. I know that dude now, but like, yo, he joined the band because he was in this band called Pale. Well, he still is in this band called Pale Hell from Buffalo. And they're sick. They're kind of like old, like Slipknot Worship, like that kind of shit. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But Bliss had played with them a couple times, and Chuck just like texted me. He goes, "Yo, you want a guitar player?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man. We'll figure it out." So when he showed up, we had one practice with him. I didn't even know which dude in that band it was. I was like, "Oh, it's one of the guys from Pal." There's like 3 dudes. I'm like, "Ah, it might be any one of these guys." We practiced with that dude one time. Immediately left for a 2-week tour. Like the first show that he played with us was the first day of like I believe a 13-day tour. And so it was just like an immediate whirlwind of like, hope this dude's cool. And like, like he's great. Like everything's like all copacetic, but like it was just very funny. So I don't know how that dude grew up. I have no fucking idea.
Dude, tell me, is it like, are you at the point where it's like the vibe of the person is more important than no?
No, I'm saying without a doubt. I'm agreeing with
Okay.
you hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Dude, I mean, what is hardcore if not barely being able to play your instruments? But like it's so much personality, it's so much like style, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like there's a lot of instances where, especially coming off talking about August Burns Red, where someone can be very like technically talented, but just doesn't really vibe in a certain environment. And I've definitely had those circumstances, which like it sort of sounds vain to prioritize that. But luckily, like everyone's good. We got like a good group of guys and shit. But yeah, I'm just glad we clicked because we were already in the van, dude. Like if he was a dickhead, like it just would have been what it is, would have had to suffer through it.
You just leave him in the parking lot of a Walmart somewhere.
We accidentally forgot the guitar player of my old band at a Walmart one time. And I'm only saying this because I know he's not going to fucking listen to it. Because we told him we just left to get gas. But really, we were like 25 minutes down the fucking road.
Was he like, oh, fuck?
We were at a Walmart because, dude, when I was in Meth Mouth, Walmart parking lots were our like home base. That and Planet Fitness was like our home base. And he was real quiet, dude. Would just be in the back seat of the van, just eating Swedish fish and hanging out. Fucking awesome, dude. Love this kid to death. Still talk to him every day. Love this kid to death. But we were back in the van and we're like, all right, like let's saddle up. And no one thought to like look back because he was so quiet anyway. So we get fucking like 15 minutes down the road and he texts the group chat. And he's like, oh, where'd you guys park the van at? I can't find it in the parking lot. And we all like whip our heads around to just like a completely empty back seat. And we're like, oh, dude, you were taking a long time. So we went to get gas and we're like on the highway, dude. We like turned around in one of those like emergency fucking like where cops will say if they want to pull you over and just whipped around and went back. Oh, it's so good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was kind of fucked, but he'll never listen to this, so that secret will die with me.
Watch him listen to it and be like, what the hell?
He just blocks me on everything. I'm like, damn, listen to the podcast.
So you heard it, eh?
Yeah, fucking got my ass, dude.
Hold your ground.
Yes, absolutely.
So the lineup is pretty great.
Yes.
To be fair, I was super stoked when Adam and Kyle were talking to me, and they're like, "Oh, we're getting like Hell's Reach from Nova Scotia, like awesome. We're gonna have I think Mace and some others, and then is it Mace's play? I think Mace is playing the pre-show.
Yeah, pre-show.
But then they were like in Pure Bliss, and we might add somebody else. I was like, oh, that's sick. I was like, I've seen Pure Bliss a lot. I love Brandon, so yeah, of course, this is a great fit.
I'm very, very excited for it, man. I have never gotten so many texts from numbers that aren't even saved in my phone sometimes that just say the words big ass truck ever since posting that flyer. Like people love that fucking band, dude. I'm excited to see them. I'm excited to because I'm sticking around for the whole weekend.
Oh, sick.
I'm excited to see Torture and see if I get it. Because so far I just don't really get it. All the respect in the world, kids on his fucking grind, and that rules. But it's just, it just doesn't click for me.
It's, yeah, I'm in the same boat. I want to see it. I definitely want to see what it is because
I hear that's like the deciding factor is like seeing it because I posted the flyer and oh shit, did that just cut out?
No.
All right, we're back. I posted the flyer and my boy Aaron from Ohio replied to my story. He's like, "Holy fuck, you're seeing Torture." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll see." And he's like, watch this live video and I guarantee you'll get it. And like, yeah, it's like this like real chaotic show out in Ohio. It was awesome. I'm like, I guess I got to be there, which I'm excited for. Man, if nothing else, I'm open-minded, and that kid's getting his bag and that fucking rules, But yeah, I'm excited for it, man. Pre-show is going to be sick. So when we went out and we did that weekend with Cohesion back in March, I like didn't really realize like Kyle was that involved with that because I knew he was like a promoter, but we were like doing these shows and then like click. I think like the second day I like found his Instagrams. I'd like messaged him something. I like asked him about a show and he had like Hold Your Ground Fest in his bio. And I was like, oh fuck. I'm like, that's that thing that they do. And so like the third or fourth show or whatever, he comes up to me, he goes like, yo, are you free in September? And it's got this big ass smile on my face. I'm like, oh, why do you ask, man? So I'm very excited. I'm very, fest and shit like that. It's just such a good time. It's like, it'd be a cool show. Get to hang out with everyone. Like, gonna go to the fucking, I don't know, all the food spots around Toronto and shit. So I'm excited, man.
We made a reservation at Rizzo's House of Parm.
Hell yeah.
I
don't, but you've already sold me. Holy Christ, I love Parm.
Matty Matheson.
Yes, I do.
It's his like hometown, like the restaurant he made in his hometown, like Italian spot.
It's in Toronto?
It's in Fort Erie, which is like about an hour from it's towards Niagara Falls.
Fair enough.
It's awesome, it's on your way back home.
That's something you got to make a reservation for?
I think sometimes you can do walk in, but it's safer to do a reservation. But then also there's a restaurant I really want to try called Fonda Balam. So he opened a Mexican restaurant with a family from León, Mexico, which is very close to where my wife is from. And the food looks really, really, really good.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. Like the few times I've been up that way, I've come to like, I say Toronto. What I mean is like 2 hours on either, what I mean? Like, I don't fucking know.
Hamilton.
I've heard people call Albany Syracuse. I'm like, hey man, whatever you want, whatever you fucking want. we all got head trauma, bro. We all lived through this. And like in that area, that's always the big thing is like I love getting tattooed up that way and I love fucking eating that way. And it's just so much fucking good shit. So I'm excited. Like I'm very excited for like the hardcore show, obviously, aspect of Hold Your Ground. But I'm just gonna be fucking eating food, hanging out with everyone. That Casey Train show we played in Buffalo, Mike from Street Justice, Russ and stuff came down, and there was like this cool ass vegan spot like we found down there and shit, man. And like, there's nothing better than that, like fucking just getting food after a show. So I'm excited.
Yeah, there's a Jamaican spot near Hard Luck that we might have to hit.
Oh, dude, is that where it's at? Is Hard Luck?
Yeah, I think it's at Hard Luck.
Let's go. I love Hard Luck.
It's
I
great.
played there back in like 2017. I know I played there with Cohesion, but back in like 20, I think 17, I was in this band. We did a weekend with that band Lifeless from Jersey, who's just like a terrifying, terrifying fucking band. But we played Hard Luck, and it was like to this day, like I wake up with like flashbacks of that show. It was chaos, dude. Like I was like ducking behind the bar, and I'm like one of the bigger dudes there. Like it was awesome. I'm fucking excited for that, dude. It's gonna be a great weekend. I'm dragging my girl up there with me, so I started with the promise of food, slowly made my way to the promise of hardcore music. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so last year we played the pre-show and stuck around for the fest because I had a booth set up, and so we all got an Airbnb together, and we got the Bruiserweight Mansion.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Chilling. Everybody was so stoked. It was hilarious. But it was like such a fun time, and we're like trying to convince two of our members to be like, we got to do it again. We got to get an Airbnb. They'll come around. But
peer pressure is invaluable, dude. Peer pressure is a tool. Yeah, peer pressure is a tool that you get to use throughout your whole life, and sometimes you just got to make that work. Yeah, it's fucking great, dude.
I feel like I'm a persuasive guy. I feel like I can spin things.
Oh, so you're a manipulator is what you're saying on a recorded podcast. You're a gaslight. You're a gaslight.
I'm not saying that per se.
The big thing about like getting your way is just making them realize they were wrong the whole time, Like that's really like where you got to start.
I
say that as I have like, I don't know if you recorded video for this at all, but I just in case I grabbed my fucking ring light and it fell over the second I picked up the Zoom call. So I've got this like scary stories to tell in the dark, like glow from the bottom up look happening. I say that as I'm like giving gaslighting tips through the podcast. So it's very good.
Menacing.
Yeah. You try.
I was wondering what the glow was coming like from your crotch was.
It's also that. The second we start talking about food, it just started glowing gold. But yeah, it's this big ass ring light that snapped in half and is now, I would move it, but I would fuck something up because there's 90 wires. I think I'm on the inside of like one of the Unabomber's fucking pipe bombs right now. I have like 90 fucking like cables and shit all over the place. So I shouldn't try to show it, but yeah, it's just a ring light sitting on the ground in front of me, like
you can't
it's a fucking Skylander toy thing. I'm about to set something inside. It's just sitting in front.
He brought up a Skylanders reference. What the?
Oh, I fuck with Spyro the Dragon, and it's more of a spite what they did to my boy, more so than like, hey, I like those. So I will both kill and die for Spyro the Dragon. So
just to describe what is happening. The wire situation has created like a John McCain. He can't raise his arms past his elbows kind of thing.
It's the last 30 seconds of holy shit Event Horizon where I'm just becoming one with the fucking machine. It's things aren't good.
Just slowly dragging him in towards the system.
Yeah, I'm becoming the end of the first Bioshock, or not Bioshock, fucking a Fallout, where it's like the blob plugged into all the machines and shit. It's good. This is actually an AI generated podcast, and that's just made manifest.
Yeah, this podcast is brought to you by ChatGPT. ChatGPT, write me a song.
I wonder how many bands have used ChatGPT, being like, "Yo, write a hardcore song," and then just barely fucked with it and put it out. You know what's happening? Can
I tell you a very, very honest, very, very real thing?
Please.
I'm willing to put this on the record. When I was writing, I've never been a vocalist before I was in Bruiserweight. I was struggling a lot to write lyrics for our demo, and we needed to have them because we were going to the studio. I gave a bunch of different prompts for like ideas I had for song subjects. And I literally would just pick the best sounding lines and tweak them.
That's honestly, that's fine. Everyone gets there how they get there, man.
I didn't
I will
copy. I
not.
wasn't like straight up copying shit. It was more so like prompting ideas. It wasn't like
Yeah,
I was not trying to write a full fucking song.
that's reference, dude. We call that reference in the biz. We
Citations.
Yeah, I will never admit what bands I often put on when I'm writing lyrics, but I am often on what's that fucking site, like evillyrics.com or whatever. It's like piece and shit. Like I do that shit mostly like the Bliss lyrics are not, it is not Shakespeare. But I will take like certain lines. I'm always looking up like synonyms and shit. So like I'm working backwards. It's funny. I will say confidently on the old stuff, I ripped off Blacklisted because George is just so smart. Like I can't write like that, dude. Like Jesus Christ, when he uses all the words, like how the fuck am I supposed to use any? So we work backwards to a degree. But it's funny. My writing process is so funny, man. I can only operate anything under chaos. I can't plan for shit. So with Torture Realm, dude, I came up with the idea for it. I don't know why, just the term Torture Realm. I think I was playing the Demon Souls remake or something, and they said like something realm, and I'm like, that's fucking hard. And I was like, coming out like it was like thinking synonyms and stuff, and like the term Torture Realm just kind of clicked. But as far as lyric wise, I waited until 3 days before we recorded the record. And I wrote every single song on that record in 3 days. Because that's the only way. I'll just put it off. I'll like write a good line. I'm like, I'll fucking do this later. I'll fucking do this later.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where even when we were recording, I did 2 days of vocal tracking. The first day I was like, I need to do these songs because these ones I haven't even started yet.
Yep.
And like overnight, it sucks. Gorilla Biscuits played Syracuse. And it was this big, awesome show, and I had to fucking miss it because it was the night between vocal days. And I was like, I can go to Gorilla Biscuits and I'll come home and I'll get the shit down. I'm like, no, the fuck I won't. Mm-hmm. So I had to like skip it and stay home and finish these songs.
I wrote 85% of the lyrics for the new EP on a 6-hour flight home from Copenhagen.
That's so sick, dude. That is so fucking sick.
I was so stressed.
I think that is where you get the rawest human emotion. You know what I mean? Like I'm not Earth Crisis, dude. Like I'm literally not. Like I can't even sound that shit out.
I'm stupid.
But like, yeah, like I write for the working man. I write for the steel beam workers and shit. I write for people who spend their child support checks on Dixon flannels. That is who I want to fucking listen to Pure Bliss. And so I need to put myself in a pocket where it is just raw stress that pushes these fucking songs out. And that's Torture Realm, man.
We're here to celebrate the blue collar working class. All right. We're here for the Tim's drinkers.
The fucking Tim's drinkers, man.
Damn.
That's awesome. Oh shit.
Well, I'm glad to know I don't feel as guilty anymore when my band is like, do you have lyrics done? And I'm like, I have an idea of what the lyrics are.
What is a lyric but a concept made liquid? You know, like what is a lyric? It's really funny. I find the funniest ways to like reaffirm myself that I'm not being an asshole by doing that. I'm like, I have literally been like, all the words are out there. I'm like, all I got to do is just pick them out of the sky and they'll be in there. And I will write, I don't know if you do this, but listening to Torture Realm, it's a lot of big lines. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of like versy stuff, like cool shit. But it's like a big line breakdown, big line bridge, big line. And so every single song, I wrote the big line. And I'm like, okay, let me work on both fucking sides of this. And my biggest thing that I always struggle with is two-step parts. Because I'm like, this has to be like 8 lines of lyrics and they have to rhyme. And it has to be like a certain vibe. And I just like, I'll try to like Dr. Seuss that shit in the last like 20 minutes before I record. But so I don't know. I just like took that, like even the idea of Torture, I'm like the song has like that line in it. Mm-hmm. And like this song Berserker, that's It's in there. I don't want to give too much away about the record, but there was like a big line going into it, and I'm like, all right, it's all about swinging axes and shit. And I'm like, how can I extrapolate this into 3 minutes? That's what raw stress does to a man, so it's fine.
It's great. I work so well under pressure, and I know that
Yeah.
that's the same for you now. It's just that's what hardcore does to you. It creates anxieties that you can then thrive from.
It's already ruined your fucking life. You might as well let it stress you out a little bit, you know? If I never saw Triple X when I was like 12 and heard that Hatebreed song, I'd probably be at fucking Harvard. But like, you know, I instead I'm just writing a hardcore record 20 minutes before I have to record it, and my little sister's a doctor. So that makes Christmas hard. But
So we know who the favorite is.
yeah, you know, it's she cracked the code. She's in the numbers, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna do some math. My math is different. So album's ready to go. Y'all got shit packed up. What else is happening besides Hold Your Ground? This fest in Rochester. Is it the Enterprise Hardcore Fest? Is that what it's called?
It is Spreading the Hardcore Reality is the name of the fest. In Rochester, it's the end of September. I think it's like 26th, 27th, or 27th, 28th.
Last
Whenever
weekend.
yeah, you know, it's the weekend. We got that. We got Hold Your Ground. We got a couple unannounced things kind of like on the coast. You know, I'm working on something right now. I don't want to like drop names yet because it's all very up in the air. But a band that I'm very, very excited to go out with, I'm trying to go out west with a little bit. As always, I feel like you can look at the Unbeaten roster and know that I'm nagging every single one of those bands. Also, shout out Cemented in Fear, who just jumped on Unbeaten Records. That shit fucking rules.
Mhm.
Cemented in Fear from Pittsburgh. Yeah, you know, we're in a stage now where we took off all this time to write the record and record the record, where we really didn't know how long it was going to take. So we really like left ourselves open for the next like foreseeable future. So now that the record's done, it's recorded, everything's like good to go. Now we're starting to piece stuff together. So we've got those. We've got in December that big fest in Albany, that Christmas fest with the Acacia Strain. You know, little shit here and there, but bigger shit as we start moving into next year for sure.
Big tours, big long tours.
Trying, man. We're trying. No one wants to quit our jobs quite yet, so we're fucking trying.
Big ass tours.
Big ass truck, dude.
I cannot tell you how excited I am to see that band.
Yeah, that is gonna be fucking sick.
That's like everybody that I'm friends with, they're like, Hold Your Ground, like who's playing? I'm like, big ass truck. And they're like, what? I'm like, big ass truck.
Big ass truck.
And they were like, what? So I just share the video of like the song Big Ass Truck by Big Ass Truck, where it's like, big ass. And they're like, this is insane. I'm like,
Yeah.
America, dude, freedom.
You just make like an eagle sound somehow. Like, oh fuck, dude.
Yeah. Like
I'm glad that hardcore is becoming kind of stupid again.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice, you know. It's kind of fun.
Like I know people from like certain areas of like Canada and stuff, like they really like that walking out like smartcore kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
That's fine. They're so good at it. Those musicians are great. And I enjoy that music. I really, really do. It's inspirational to me. But at the end of the day, it doesn't speak to me. I need something stupid. I need something with clear breakdowns, clear hooks. Like
I'm the same way, man. Like I love like Blacklisted. I love Modern Life is War. I love that kind of shit. But like when it comes to stuff that like I want to put out into the world, I'm like, I know, and I tried with Bliss. I'm like, if I try to shoot for that, I would rather stay where I know I'm not punching above my intellectual weight.
There it is.
And just like I'm not writing about how I feel. I'm just writing about swords and shit. And that's such a good spot to be in because then you get to have swords on the merch and you get to have, you know, like we just got our merch for, we actually, I say we don't have any fucking shows coming up. We're playing that Mansfield Music Fest. And then a week or so after that, we're playing For the Core Fest. It's like kind of in the middle of nowhere down here. But we got our new merch run for that. And we literally did like a Smiling Friends rip of like Desmond holding a gun to his head. And just like, you know, you get to like set a standard for how that shit feels. And it's just so much more fun to like be in that area.
Why is it Syracuse and then New York in parentheses? I don't understand.
I think it's an Adult Swim thing.
Okay.
because that's how Adult Swim like does their shit. So it was like 3 in the morning one day. I was fucking around on Adobe Express as I will, and I just I literally, dude, I fucking took Desmond from Smiling Friends and just put the Pure logo of the Pure Bliss logo on. I was like, hmm. I'm like, that's something. And then I just sent it. I sent it to my buddy Cody who does all of our merch. I'm like, can you make this good enough to print on a shirt? And he's like, yeah, I guess. And like, it was just the dumbest fucking thing. But yeah, I don't know. I love doing rips and shit like that. Like that Resident Evil 2 rip will probably be on our table for the rest
Yeah.
of time because every time we print it, it goes so fucking well. So we love doing dumb shit like that.
You have to bring back the orange rip.
Oh my god, the auto thing. I mean, I don't know if they'll ever have. We're trying to do it on hats, dude.
Yeah.
Because we're older guys. Everyone's going bald. I'm sweating through this fucking Hatebreed hat. I'm taking it on and off every 20 seconds because I can't have my AC on because my phone will pick it up. So I might pass out at any moment. But so we got a good market for hats. So we're trying to do the auto thing on the hats.
I took it's like the original, the one that y'all did online where it was like the Syracuse orange, like Pure Bliss rip kind of situation that sold out. I ripped off the idea, but I did something different. Let me show you.
Please God, let me see it. I love that. I'm so glad you had that ready to go because there's no way it would be entertaining.
I was wearing it, so like,
fuck yeah.
I didn't want to wear it because then I look like a fucking idiot. I don't know if you can see it,
dude. That fucking rules. That's just y'all's logo is so good, dude. That's so fucking sick.
It's literally, I found like, I was just like, oh, we should do a Georgia Bulldogs ripoff because I'm from Georgia. And so I was like, I bet I could find some old school merch because I remember seeing like cool like merch of like the Bulldog like flexing, like the cartoon looking guy. Dude. Of Ugga. Sorry to all my Georgia fans. Ugga. And I was like, there's got to be one that's like from the 1980s like championship. And it says Georgia in their varsity font. And then at the bottom, it says Bulldog Country.
Fuck yeah, dude. That rules,
and
man.
So we just replaced the words and kept the same design. And,
dude, because you think about like how many hardcore bands make sick, like just like varsity print, like merch and shit anyway. You just lean into that the tiniest bit. Plus, I love doing rips and shit, man. Like one of the very first shirts we ever did, we ripped off Big Dog. Like that like fat kid clothing from the 90s.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And I fucking forgot all about it. Because it was like Pure Bliss on the front with the big dog. In the back, it was the if you can't run with the big dog, stay on the porch. But instead, if you can't run with Pure Bliss, stay on the porch. And I forgot all about it. And we played a show with Last 10 Seconds of Life the other day. And Tyler, their singer, was wearing it. And I was like, dude, I fucking forgot. We like it was years ago. He like picked one of those up from us. I'm like, I fucking totally forgot we even did that, dude. It's just, I don't know, shit like that, just like dumb riffs and shit like that just makes it so much fun, man. Yo, I actually saw, funny enough, y'all a couple months or so ago posted, I think they were crew necks with like this executioner guy on it or whatever. It was just like a very like 2-screen, very simple. And I screenshot that and I sent it to the group. I'm like, fuck these guys. This is thick. I'm like, this makes me so mad how dope these are.
Vince from Scorching Tomb did it.
Who did?
Vince from Scorching Tomb.
Fuck yeah, dude. That shit was fucking sick. That is the exact kind of feel that I like love on shit, dude. That's awesome.
Dude, hit him up if you want shit. Like he's a tattoo artist. He's really, really good. But all of his tattoos are that like death metal medieval style. And we needed a designer where like, yo, like, can you just do something for us real quick? And we just needed them for Madhouse, like the local fest here.
Yeah.
And they flew, dude.
Shit like that. And they're cheap to print because it's like 2 screens, 2-3 screens, whatever. And it just looks fucking awesome. I was just having this discussion the other day, man. Like, I like intricate designs. I like sort of like hatchy sort of designs, but like hoodies, crew necks, shit like that. That shit is at its best when you can see it 4 blocks away and like, oh, I know exactly what the fuck that is. So it's just like, dude, having like trad tattooers, like, dude, it just translates so well. Like we had a trad tattooer, my buddy Thad, did like this crawling tiger dude that we put on the back of one of our shirts. It's just like, dude, you can see it from like 6 fucking blocks away. And like, that's just the best for a shirt, man. Subtlety is cool, but just not, not in shirts, not in shit like that. You want shit to be like nice and bold.
I still get, because when I wear the clown shirt, I get looks.
Hell yeah.
And people are like, and I'm like, it's just it's fine. It's like a band.
It's funny because the shirts that we did for this weekend, I didn't realize it until like after both the shirts came in. We reprinted those clowns, and then we also did Desmond. Both shirts have someone shooting themselves in the head.
Yeah.
And the second I posted, I was like, "Fuck, dude!" I posted on Facebook. I'm like, "My poor mother is gonna see this, and she's gonna think that it's all fucked up."
Yeah. That's like my grandma, I don't think she's ever heard my band because or my podcast because if she ever heard me say the F word,
Oh, that's it.
sh- it'd be bad.
You can only clutch those pearls so hard, man. That's it.
We've all said it. So, but yeah, yeah, I stay off of Facebook. I don't want my grandma to be all upset. God bless her.
She's just not ready for how harsh the world really is these days.
And then now we're boomers.
Oh yeah, I'm out of touch 100%. Like I go to like Syracuse has such a fucking great scene right now, man. And I go to these shows and there's like these 16, 17-year-old kids. I'm like, I don't like I like I it's just I know I'm out of touch, but at least I stand in the back and I'm just like, this is so different. Like it's like very bittersweet to go to a show and like not see like a door ripped off the hinges getting thrown across the room because you're like, well, the venue is gonna last forever. But it's almost like I was talking about this the other day, man. I almost miss that little bit of feeling scared walking into a show, you know, because like it's not like that, which is good. It is a good thing that it's not like that. But it's like it almost made it a little bit better, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I was having that conversation last night as well.
Yeah,
Because
I say that as a deeply flawed person who definitely needs therapy, but it made it a little bit better, you know?
yeah, like definitely repressed, like using the wrong outlets to exhibit aggression.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I definitely feel that way because I mean, even like when I was going to shows, it was scary.
Yeah.
And
One of the first, maybe the first hardcore show I ever played in my entire life. I was like maybe 14, 15 years old or something. It was CDC and Year Spent Cold and maybe Rhinoceros. And it was at this like VFW or like a Polish club, you know, like something like that. And it was in a city that's also a big college town. And so like the college kids would go and like the hardcore kids would go and you know the static is just inevitable. And you know there was a bit of confusion that happened and a big fight broke out. And the venue owner comes and he goes, I'm shutting this fucking show down. Fuck this. And one of the guys that was there was like, no, you're not. And he goes, I guess I'm not. Just like immediately folded. And he was like, I'm okay. He's like, but we have to hurry it up because the fight was like 45 minutes long. He's like, and we're going to hit curfew. So my band, I was in this band called 7 Days Left. I grew up in Auburn. And we were setting up, dude. I played guitar and we were like ringing out, like about to start. There's people like picking up their teeth off the ground and shit. They're like facing away from us, dragging their friends outside. And we're like, we're 7 days left. And no one gave a fuck. It was so funny, dude. We were definitely the band that everyone was like, making sure their friends were still alive. And then the rest of the show was very cool. And Year Spent Cold was fucking great because they always are. Yeah, it was awesome.
that's fun. Um, well, I think we have reached the final question. I think it's time.
Huge.
We hit everything. We hit Hold Your Ground, Torture Realm.
Yes, sir.
I don't even know if your answer has changed, is if it's changed or not, but you can elaborate more. Is what is your favorite city for beans and breakdowns?
The beautiful, illustrious, powerful Syracuse, New York. And it'll never change.
Can I ask why is the Syracuse, why is it the orange? I don't get it.
I don't know. I grew up until I was about 20 years old. I grew up in Auburn, which is about a half hour away. So
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse, in a lot of ways, is still like the big city to me because Auburn's like 20,000 people or something like that. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know sports. I don't know what Jim Behan does. I don't know any of this shit. I like the hardcore scene, and we have excellent burritos, and we have great fucking beans and breakdowns. That's it.
I'm so like I'm kind of upset because when we played Wilkes-Barre, we went through Syracuse to get home.
Yeah.
And it was around like, I think we hit Syracuse around 7 or 8. So obviously every coffee shop was closed.
Yeah.
And, but I was kind of mad. I was like, damn, I really wish we could have had some time because I've always wanted to go. I like visiting the cities where there's branches from the office of Dunder Mifflin that they like reference.
Yeah. Because Utica, right? That's like a big one. Is Utica?
Utica is a big one. That's where Karen becomes the branch manager.
Mm-hmm.
Syracuse, that's where there's like in the last season, this sales guy comes in because they closed one of the branches and he wants to take over the clients, but the Scranton branch was also trying to take it's Binghamton, I think.
Oh, crazy.
And so they were like, well, we're actually closer to Binghamton, so we should get the clients. But then the guy from Syracuse is like, no, there's a New York clients. And he's like very like upstate New Yorker.
That's it, dude. That's fucking it.
So
when you play in Rochester, I'm gonna bring you some like local coffee or some shit. You like dark or light?
the lighter, the better.
All right, I'm gonna find some good shit. We got a couple real good shops here. I'm gonna find you some shit. Stoked for that.
That
September. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah. We're trying to get a second show on the 28th, but if we don't, we'll just chill at the fest.
Dude, World I Hate? Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, are they playing the second day?
They're playing the second day.
Okay, we got to stick around. I got to
I'm
see Jimmy
saying,
again.
man, I'm fucking so stoked. That's like when he hit us up about it. He like gave me the lineups. I'm like, because initially we were on Friday, but like a couple of us had to work late anyway. But I'm like, how about we play the World I Hate Day? I'm like, what about that for an idea? So I'm fucking stoked for it, man. It's gonna be sick.
I'm just happy because we were already looking to do either Rochester or Syracuse that weekend before we even knew the fest was happening. And then when we saw that it was announced around the same time, we were like, oh, fuck, well, we're definitely not going to get a show.
Yeah.
We were like, why don't we just hit up the promoter and see what we can do? And he was like, yeah, second. Yeah, I want to play second on the first day. And we were like, yes.
Good shit, dude. Yeah, that'll be a fun weekend. I'm looking forward to it, dude.
It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah, man.
Well, Brandon, this has been lovely. We can stop recording and you can turn on your AC so that you're not dying.
I'm dripping. I'm like barely even wearing a shirt. Like, it's atrocious.
I've just seen you increasingly get more and more sweaty as this episode.
Yeah, I'm looking like fucking Bob the Tomato over here, dude. I'm about to start preaching the gospel. It's actually bugs.
You brought up Veggie Tales. All right, this has been a wonderful time. I'm gonna get Trump on it and be like, best episode ever. Second time around, great time. Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, man. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Beans and Breakdowns. I want to say a huge thanks to Brandon for hanging out on the podcast. Be sure to check out all the music from Pure Bliss available on streaming platforms and keep an eye out for Torture Realm coming sometime this year. If you haven't already bought your tickets for Hold Your Ground, you can also see Pure Bliss headlining the pre-show, which is on the Friday before at Hard Luck Bar in Toronto. Link for Hold Your Ground tickets are in the description of this episode. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. You can find out more information about the podcast by following us on Instagram at Beans and Breakdowns or on the web at beansandbreakdowns.com. Until next week, be sure to stay caffeinated and wake the fuck up.